Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and a brand new Stylecast. This is the place if you want outfit inspiration for the week ahead based on the actual weather of what's happening here in the Rocky Mountain West, plus the style aesthetic that is suitable for this area. And I know some of you are all over the world and you can always adapt this to your climate and the aesthetic of the place that you are by adding or subtracting a layer, changing the shoe, that sort of thing. So got you covered with this outfit inspiration for the week ahead. I am based here in Jackson, Wyoming. That is why I am focusing on the Rocky Mountain West as my style aesthetic and the weather forecast. I am so excited for this week's Stylecast because it's more of my favorite, which is transitional dressing. It's all about the fall layers and moving into the fall fabrics, into the sweaters, the jackets that you can only wear for this small amount of time before it gets too cold. I got it all for you. Plus, I'm going to be highlighting what to wear to a sit-down concert. That can be a bit tricky because you want to be dressed up, you want to be comfortable, but you don't want to be too dressed up. You know what I mean? So stay tuned. Let's get into it right now. This week we have a lot of that fall transitional weather going on yet again, and you gotta love it because it's all about the layers and getting just the right layers. So we'll be highlighting all of that in this week's Stylecast. Temperatures are ranging on the high end from 69 down to about 50. So, and then of course dipping into the 30s in the evening as the low, but for the most part during the day and what we're focused on here, going to be in those 50s and then 69 as sort of our starred sunny day, which I'll give you a nice look for. And let's dive into it. So we have on Monday a high of 69, a low of 39, and it's sunny. Might be one of the last super sunny warm days that we're gonna see of the season, but you never know. Could be an Indian summer, could go into October, end of October, that we will be seeing some of these warmer temps. Never know. What I did is I wanted to highlight some of the pieces, again, that I did last week where you can only wear them during this transitional time. One of them being this sweater, actually. So it is a cutout sweater, has a cutout detail, the mesh. This is something, it's super cool. It's very interesting and unique and definitely one of my sort of one-of-a-kind pieces in my wardrobe. I bought in Japan a long time ago, and I only get to wear it for a certain part of the year because you don't necessarily want the long sleeves or the sweater material in the summer. It's just a little too much. But right now, when it's warm like this and you get that sunny day, it is perfect. It still reads very fall, very fresh, very fashionable. And I paired it with a pair of cropped black denim jeans. So that would be my advice. If you have a statement sweater, wear it now, get it out, let it shine in all its glory, and pair it with a pair of jeans to sort of bring it down, especially if it is a little bit fashion forward. That'll bring it down a little bit, make it a little bit more everyday. I also paired it with some sneakers, again, to sort of bring the look down and make it a little more everyday. And I have my crossbody bag and then a quilted bomber jacket for going into the evening when the temps do dip a little bit, especially because it's so bare here, you might really want to have something that has a little bit more weight to it to keep you warm when the temps go down, when the sun goes down. Tuesday, we have a high of 57, a low of 34, and some PM, afternoon, evening showers forecasted. So what I want to highlight here is another look that I got inspired by Pinterest. You guys know I love my Pinterest, and I get fed a lot of different looks. I think they're really relevant to my style, and here is one that I wanted to try. It is the striped shirt that we've been wearing all summer. It's been super popular, blue and white striped shirt underneath a camo jacket. So the camo jacket brings in the fall, feels a little bit more, especially if we have some of those showers. This is a bit of a rain jacket. There's a hood that pops out of the collar. So very practical and functional, but still very fun and fashionable. I paired that with a pair of jeans and then my sneakers. And I think the whole overall look, by having the sneakers with the two print-on prints on top, sort of rooted down with the jeans that are just kind of like, you know, basic. I would not go for a distressed jean here that's very distressed. This one has a little bit of distressing, but not a lot, not a frayed hem. I think if you do the print on top and you do a distressed jean on bottom, then it's just gonna be too much on top and bottom. So I'm sort of trying to balance that I have a print going on top, and then the just sort of classic everyday jeans on bottom. Then I even brought it down a little bit more with the sneakers just to make it really wearable and really cool. And I actually would deem this my cool mom kind of look. I think, you know, going out and around town, doing the school drop off and pick up, this would be an excellent outfit for that. Wednesday, we have a high of 50, a low of 31, and showers forecasted. Wednesday is also our outfit breakdown day. So for Wednesday, I want to highlight what you could wear to an event that's happening here in Jackson. It is a sit-down concert at the Center for the Arts. Sammy Ray and the Friends are going to be performing. I'll have the details linked in the description box below for you if this is something you want to attend. I'm not that familiar with Sammy Ray and the Friends as far as their music. I listened a little bit. I like it. I think actually her voice is really interesting, fun to listen to. It's got a bit of a jazzy component. So I think it's going to be an awesome sit-down concert, and I wanted to give you some great outfit inspiration for this kind of event. It's not a festival, it's not a concert where you're going to be dancing and you need to kind of have different layers because you might get really hot dancing. No, this is a sit-down concert, something that you're kind of striking the balance between dressing up because it's an event and you're going out, but you also don't want to be too dressed up. It's not the ballet, it's not the symphony orchestra. So that's sort of sitting in between actually. So let me show you what I would wear. So what I did is I started with a cropped chunky knit sweater. Now the cropped chunky knit sweater was huge last season. This one I had during my pregnancy, which was great because it kind of sat above my bump, but I'm loving it now because I can wear it with some high-waisted trousers or skirts, you know, different bottoms that I have. And because it's cropped, even though it's a very thick, chunky sweater, it's not bulky. I'm not trying to get a bunch of fabric down into my trousers or my skirt. It's more that I have just the look and the feel of a cozy sweater, but because it's cropped, not a bunch of extra fabric. Anyway, I think it's key for this kind of look where you want to tuck it in. I just tucked it in the front. I paired it with a midi, but a high-waisted leather skirt, a faux leather skirt from Zara that I got a few seasons back. And then I just added a belt to kind of dress it up. Again, I want it to look polished. I want it to make an effort. Maybe you'll go out to dinner before you go to this concert. And then I added my over-the-knee boots. They have a little bit of a heel, which I think is perfect because, again, you probably could go for a high heel here because you're sitting. It's not that you're going to be standing all night. Your feet won't be sore, so that actually would be fine. But for me, I like it just a little bit more approachable, a little bit less dressed up with a shorter heel. And what I also did is put on some jewelry. I had a bracelet and some more of a statement earring. Again, with the chunky knit, I think even bigger earrings. I don't actually have any, but if you had like a big gold disc, you know, or some of those old school linked Chanel, you know, the C's, that would be amazing here. So that sort of thing, you really do want to play up just sort of around your face, some big earrings to sort of complement and go with the big chunkiness of the sweater. And then to finish off the look, I brought in a faux fur sort of fringe bomber jacket. This is one of my favorite jackets that I have. Again, the season to wear is pretty short-lived, so this is perfect timing right now here in the fall. Plus, I think the colors are really good for fall, and I tied in those colors with my Prada clutch, that little blue color. So this would be what I would recommend. You can definitely do different combinations of this, but I think having the sweater on top makes the outfit a little bit more approachable, cozy, something that's appropriate for this sort of sit-down event. And then having a classic skirt, a pair of wide leg trousers, leather trousers, something like that on the bottom would be, you know, this is the fashion formula that I would recommend because, again, it's sort of striking that balance of being dressed up, but not too over the top. And I do love the faux fur bomber, especially for this time of year. If you have one of these, break it out. This is the time. And if not, maybe keep your eye out for one during fall when, you know, this is the time to purchase one. So that is what I would wear. Like I said, I'll have the details for the actual event linked below, and maybe I'll see you guys there. Thursday, we have a high of 53, a low of 29, and mostly sunny. So starting to dip down again here after that rain from the previous day. And I love this look because I really feel like it's an homage to being a Jackson girl. a Wyoming girl. So these jeans are actually my riding jeans, and the bootcut jean is coming back in. I think we're having a resurgence or maybe even an identity crisis with jeans right now, because there are so many different kinds, which is great for us as the consumer because we can really find the pair of jeans, the shape of jeans that fit our body type. You know, they have the wide leg, they have the straight leg, they have cropped, they have bootleg, they have more of that 70s bell-bottom flare. So now is the time to play. I brought these back out and I'm so happy to say post-baby, they still fit. Just barely. And I paired it with this great vintage top that I bought, this blouse. I got this from Women Folk here in Jackson, which if you haven't checked them out, you have to. I have a little reel, maybe I'll link it so you guys can see. I did a little sort of haul with some of their pieces a while ago, and they have some gems in there, so definitely check it out. I love the detail. It has the puff sleeves, high collar, sort of that cowboy collar where it doesn't fold over, but it's meant to stay high. I tied a ribbon around. That's something that I like to do. You guys will probably know that by now. I love my ribbons, and I feel like it gives it kind of a YSL sort of touch. And then I did use my YSL belt to kind of bring it, cinch it all together and polish it off a little bit of a heeled ankle boot. I do need a little bit of a heel because of the boot cut here, so that's great, just so that the jean sort of sits right above the ground and it's not dragging. I wouldn't go higher though, that would look a bit strange, so you really got to get that right with the length. It should just, like I said, have the jean be sort of kissing the ground, as it were. And then if you needed, I would add the Moncler, or I added a Moncler vest, but add a vest on top that, you know, gives you just a little bit of warmth in your core. But I didn't want to cover up the blouse too much because it is such a beautiful showstopper piece, especially with the puffs and just all the details. So a little vest is a nice way to add some warmth, but still let the key pieces and the basics of this outfit shine through. And on Friday, we have a high of 59, a low of 35, and it's partly cloudy. So I love this look because I'm wearing a couple of new pieces, which is always fun, but I'm also sporting a look that I have been wanting to for a while that I just until now didn't quite have the pieces to pull it together. I did buy this faux leather skirt from Nanushka, and it is dreamy, you guys. It is like, it's so buttery, and the cut is amazing, the details are amazing. So what I did is I paired it with a mohair sweater, so something that's warm on top. And I like this one in particular because it has a deep V, so it's just a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more sexy, honestly. But I like it because it's still fitted. It's not going to be a huge voluminous one, although if you had something that you could still tuck in the front and then sort of let hang out the back, I think that would work here with the mini skirt. But I really sort of love the silhouette that these two pieces are creating together. It feels very French girl to me. And that is kind of what I was going for. This sweater is from Cézanne. It's a French brand that you guys may know of. Very great brand that has sustainable roots to how they produce things, and very top quality and very fashionable. So anyway, this is a Cézanne sweater that I paired with the faux leather skirt, and then you don't have to wear tights. I did. I just felt like it was the right move for me. But if it's warm enough, and you know, 59, it could get into the 60s, you could go bare leg. It might be one of the last times to do it this year, so maybe you go for it. And what I did is I paired it with the Chelsea boot. So that's a low-heeled boot that doesn't have a lot going on. It has, you know, it's a little bit more sturdy than a sock boot with the heel and everything and the zippers on the side. It just makes it a little sturdier, which sort of grounds the look. It brings it down. Not so dressy. I could pair this with a heel. I could pair this with over-the-knee boots with a high heel, and that would be super dressy. But by pairing it with the Chelsea boot, it kind of brings it down to more everyday status. And then I had my crossbody bag that I added and a pair of sunglasses. And like I said, this is just like Parisian chic to me. It does work here in the Mountain West because it is more of, you know, those those rich materials of the leather and the mohair of the sweater. So I think that really works well here in fall. And you could always wear a scarf with it, something just to add a little bit of color so it's not all black everything, but I kind of like the all black everything. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. These are the looks for the week. I would love to hear which one is your favorite, and we'll do a little recap right now. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me. That is what I have for you this week. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please do give us a thumbs up. It helps other people find this content. And I will see you next week for a brand new Stylecast. Until then, have a beautiful week, you guys.